So what you're saying is that there is news.
Nindy's nuts.
That's what we should do. We should spend more time making music that we can use in short films later on. What is up, fanboys and fangirls? Welcome back to a very tired episode
Yes.
of What the Fanboy.
What does not tired feel like?
I don't remember. I've forgotten what energy is like. But we're all tired for a very fun and cool reason, which we'll talk about here in just a few minutes. I'm Brett. I really am excited to be here tonight.
Crap.
I'm just tired.
Wow.
I'm Brett, and to my left is Tyler.
I am Tyler. I am also tired, but I am also excited to be here. And to my left is the lovely Luke Silky.
You can just say Luke.
This is what happens when you refuse to do the intro and we go this way. He's gonna say it.
Yep, every week.
Better start doing the intro again.
I'm gonna start
buddy.
thinking of different words too. Different alliterations.
No, I'm good.
I love it.
That's fine that you're good. I still get to say them.
And I will dislike it every time.
That's fine.
Until you think of a good one.
Okay.
But yeah, we're What the Fanboy, and we're here. Before we talk about what we did this weekend that made us so tired, what'd you guys do this week? Anything else other than what we...
I feel like I did do something.
We played Fall Guys.
We played Fall Guys.
Oh yeah, Fall Guys came out.
Yeah.
I haven't played it with you guys yet, but I have played a few games, and it's pretty fun.
Yeah, no, it's a good time. Luke and I laughed for like 2 hours straight. Lepke and I played it the night before that.
I laughed so hard.
Yeah, it's a fun game. Actually, what was really cool too, Lepke and I both played it together, and our wives joined us for it, and that was really fun to kind of just see.
So it's like split screen co-op.
Oh no, Dana was on the Switch.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So it's crossplay.
It's crossplay co-op.
Yeah. So Dana was on the Switch. Lepke and I were on our Xboxes, and his wife Courtney was on their other Xbox.
Nice.
But it was really fun. We had a blast. The only con I'll give the game is their game chat doesn't work very good. So it was kind of a pain.
I opted out of that every time too.
We were trying to use it for the crossplay so that everybody could hear each other, and it just wasn't happening.
Crossplay game chat is
never good.
It's yeah.
So Discord is the way for now. But
and maybe even still after. Honestly, Discord's good.
Discord does a good job for sure.
But no, it was super fun. I can't wait to play more of it. I also played a little bit more Shredder's Revenge. I didn't have a ton of time, but I did hop on there and play some. I love that game. That's all I did.
Sweet.
Oh, and I don't think I told you guys this. I started reading Invincible again. Picked up.
Since we were going to have to wait 3 years for season 2?
Well, I just picked that back up with Compendium 2. Kind of just enjoying the ride of that series. It's so good, man. It's so good. And like where it's at now is I think where they're going to probably end season 2, and I just think it's going to be so sick. I think you guys are in for a ton of fun.
Awesome. Can't wait.
I can't wait for the season 2 of that show. I actually did quite a bit, I feel like. The first thing I guess I'll talk about is that I watched the most recent episode of The Boys.
Oh yeah, I have not done that yet.
Hero-gasm. They really did hype it up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And as just like a TV episode, I think it might be one of the best episodes of The Boys, if not the best. It was so phenomenal what they did with their storytelling and how they led up to this fight. It was really good, and they're doing a lot. They continue to be super meta, and it's hilarious. They make fun of Gal Gadot's Imagine music video. It is quite funny.
That will not die. And that is okay.
As far as like the whole Hero-gasm bit, I was expecting to be looking away from the
The
TV.
screen.
And honestly, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. That being said, there are a lot of people that will not like what is in this episode. If you survived the opening of the season,
I was gonna say,
I think you'll be fine.
Episode 1 has that was quite jarring.
Yeah.
I thought it was hot.
Whoa, buddy. Whoa.
The opening of this.
But yeah, The Boys is currently one of the best shows ever made, I feel like. They're just doing everything right. This is one of the best episodes of the show. Are we good?
Looks like it.
Can you people still see us in the chat?
The display just randomly went off. The computer is tired as well, is what I'm...
Is there anybody in the...
got a workout this weekend.
Is there anybody in the chat?
We got a couple viewers. I see you.
But yeah, that show is amazing. Some other things that I did.
Gemma. It was me this week.
Dude, she sneaks up on you. She's sneaky.
I just got a confirming text message that we are all good.
Oh, okay, good.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
I watched a show. Well, I finished a show finally, and I started it a while back that I've been wanting to watch for a really long time, but never did. And that's Band of Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
And that is one of the best shows I've ever seen.
I've heard it's like one of the best shows ever.
Yeah. It's as close as you can get to perfect, I think.
Wow. That's my praise.
Yeah.
I remember liking it a lot when I watched it 10 plus years ago.
It's really good, and like when it leads up to when they like find a concentration camp for the first time, it broke me. It was just it's really hard to watch.
In a good way, right?
Yes. Yeah. And I think they just do such a good job of making you care about so many characters, and you just never know what is going to happen to any of them.
Yeah. That long form drama ensemble cast thing. Like HBO was doing that so well before anyone else.
Yeah. And man, it was quite sad. I cried a lot when it ended. And the fact that it's a true story too. It's based off of Easy Company from the 101st Airborne. And it starts with them in Toccoa when they're training together, D-Day all the way till the end of the war. And it's really good.
How many episodes is it?
It's 10 episodes.
Nice.
If you haven't watched it yet, I highly, highly, highly recommend you watch it. I'm glad I freaking finally got to it. The last thing I did was I watched the first 2 episodes of season 3 of The Umbrella Academy. My only con is that I couldn't really remember what happened in the first 2 seasons, and Netflix refused to do a previously on.
What? They usually always do them.
No, they almost never do.
What?
Yeah.
Do they only do it for like the huge things?
I think Witcher had one.
I feel like it's based on whoever made the show.
Oh,
will
that's
do it.
dumb.
But yeah, I just jumped into season 3 and I was like, oh man, I hope I can start remembering what happened. And it's kind of coming back. But other than that, the show is really good. It's really funny. The 3rd season is TVMA.
Oh, nice.
Which I wasn't expecting. Like, all of a sudden a C-bomb dropped and I was like, what? I didn't know that was allowed in TV-14, and I like backed out and it said MA, and I was like, oh, okay. This is going to be different, I guess.
A little more intense this year.
Yeah.
All right.
But that show is awesome. I think that's one of the best shows on Netflix.
Nice.
And I'm excited to watch the rest of it.
Usually review it pretty well.
Mm-hmm. There was an awesome dance number in the first episode, too. I was a big fan.
That is awesome.
Very fun.
Did I do anything else? Oh, we all finished Kenobi, I guess.
Yeah, we'll talk about Kenobi here after a while. So I figured we could kind of end on that. But yeah, I this week
Snickerdoodle.
Well, first off, what we should say, if you're watching this, these two hooligans are eating cake, and that is because this week is Tyler's birthday.
Yeah.
He's gonna join the old geezer crowd.
30 on the 30th, baby. It's my golden birthday.
What the heck? You got a good one. Mine was my 3rd birthday. No, I couldn't even talk yet because I had fluid in my ears.
Yep.
It's okay, I was 4. So
Our golden birthdays suck, Brett.
Stephanie's was 18. Lucky her.
What the heck?
Lucky
That's a good
her.
one, too. I didn't know golden birthdays were a thing until like 2 months ago. And somebody's like, oh, when's your birthday? I was like, June 30th. They're like, oh, how are you turning? I was like, 30. You're like, oh, so it's your golden birthday. And I was like, what? What is that? Exactly. And she was like, oh, yeah, it's, when your birthday lines up with the day. And I was like, yeah, cool. Cool, yeah, so golden birthday. I'm having a little party at my house this weekend.
Oh, wait, I shouldn't say everyone's invited. Everyone's invited.
Sure, yeah.
We're not telling you where his house is, but everyone's invited.
If you know, come on by.
If you stumble upon it, just go knocking around all the
There will be a
doors.
lot of food, a lot of drinks, alcohol and non-alcoholic. Kids are welcome.
Will there be fireworks?
Yes, generally speaking, we do have them, but nothing.
Do I have the opportunity to lose a finger?
No,
Are
we
you
don't
gonna-
usually do anything that like blows up.
Thank goodness.
Are you gonna have a slip and
Because
slide?
I am very irresponsible
year.
with
Oh
fireworks.
man,
No
I'll
slip and
still
slide this
come.
year. I guess the one potential surprise is there may or may not be a DJ.
What?
Yeah, so I have a friend who DJs, and he offered to DJ it.
Oh my
What the
gosh.
heck?
And I was like,
This is the most legit birthday party I've ever been to.
Yeah,
It's
he's
a
like-
golden birthday, bro.
Yeah,
I
like,
know, it's
dude,
true,
it'll be-
it's true.
like, so we could have DJ while we play yard games and stuff. That'd be cool. We'll see. I haven't really confirmed whether or not I want him to do it yet. His name's Brandon. He's a super cool dude. I met him through a friend at work. He's awesome.
I love it.
Yeah. So yeah, turning
You
30, baby.
Sweet. Well, I didn't do much this week. I rewatched a few things, that being Arrival and Annihilation, two of my favorite movies from the past, 10 years. And, God, those things hold up so well.
Yes, you can come to the party.
Oh, Game Lord Master over in the chat,
He will be here this weekend.
come to the party. I'm inviting you. Ignore what this hooligan says.
Oh, Lepke's
I'm
gonna be
inviting
here?
you to his
He's coming up.
party.
I'm excited to see you again, Lepke. I haven't seen you, I think, since like
It has been a while.
Probably a year and a half ago. 2 years. Last time he was up here.
maybe even more. I feel like the last time I remember it was when we went to Planet.
Oh my gosh, that's right. We were playing together. Yeah, he'll be up. I think they're coming up Friday.
Sweet. Cool.
Yeah.
And then I rewatched a movie that was bad, and is still bad. And it was more just I need to calm down and, relax kind of movie. And I just watched it just so that I could hopefully fall asleep to it. And I had a very unpleasant time rewatching Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, why would you do that?
Because it's just out on Disney Plus, and I was like, maybe a second time. Maybe it'll be better a second, and it wasn't.
You bumped their Disney Plus numbers, and now they're
It
gonna
wasn't.
think we want more of it.
I
probably
actually
true.
pulled it up and I was like, Dana, can I show you the opening of Doctor Strange? She's like, sure. I turned it on. It starts and she was like, oh, this looks...
Stop. Turn it off.
She's like, this looks bad. She's
If
like, this CGI is terrible. I was like, yeah, it's pretty bad.
I fell asleep at one point and woke back up in the Illuminati section and was like, oh yeah, this happened. And then I fell back asleep.
Dude, I tried to show her that and she was like, yeah, I'm out. I don't want to watch this. I was like, okay.
Do better, Marvel. Better. But the thing that we've been alluding to, that the reason why we're all so tired, is that we participated in a 36-hour...
Are we not talking about Kenobi?
We're going to talk
That's
about
the
Kenobi later.
Oh.
Do you not
Oh,
look
that's-
at my order of show?
I can't
Luke,
read that.
on the screen, it says weekly recap. We made a movie. Spoiler alert. News. Obi-Wan Kenobi review.
And
Fan
fan
box.
I never read that.
Oh. That's how I know what's happening. Because sometimes I'll zone out and then I'll be like, what is that thumbnail?
stormtroopers, but they're accurate by Corridor Crew.
Okay, we're not here to talk about Corridor Crew's YouTube
Okay,
channel
yeah.
that has millions of views compared to our 14.
They're so close though.
I know, very comparable. But no, we we participated in a 36-hour film competition, so we got random elements that we had to incorporate. So we had to write, shoot it, edit it, and like get it done and drop it off physically, all within 36 hours.
Yeah.
And it was a blast.
It was awesome.
It was so fun, and I'm dead tired because of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
We here's our little script. If you're in, it's not this whole thing script. There's some notes and stuff in there too, but I don't know. What did you guys think? I've kind of done similar things before in school, so like it didn't feel like it was a new experience on a certain level, but it was still kind of going through the motions on another. This was your guys' first time doing anything like this.
Yeah.
So what were your impressions?
I now understand why the people who make these things take their time and take so long, as well as why actors, actresses, directors are paid so well. We probably shot we started about 8:30 in the morning, and we shot till about 4:30.
4:30, yeah.
And our film is 3.5 minutes long. So just use that as a reference point and think about a full feature length film. And
The Batman was 3 hours.
The Batman was 3 hours. Like it's a grueling process, and to do it all in a short amount of time, I think, was a challenge, but really fun, and I would absolutely do it again. And getting to see what everybody else created was really cool too.
Yeah. They had a Sunday night. They had a screening where the top 10 films got shown in a theater.
Yeah, it was cool,
and it was really cool.
Yeah.
Luke, what were your?
Yeah, it gave me a deeper appreciation for it. Not even just the big ones though, because I mean they have a budget. They have so much help, but like all those little tiny films that get thrown into a theater and nobody goes to see.
Yeah.
Like it made me feel a lot for them. It also just like gave me a bug that like I gotta keep doing.
I know.
it.
I want to do it again.
Yeah.
Like we're ready to make the next one once we catch up on sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we have a busy couple months here, but like once everybody gets done with their trips and stuff.
But like Friday night we thought of the story.
Yeah.
Film it and then kind of watch Brett edit it.
Let's talk about the process though a little bit, right? Because so Friday at like 6 p.m. only one of us could go, and I was our team leader, so I went and got our little list of five elements.
Yeah.
We had to incorporate a location here in Wichita. We had to incorporate a line of dialogue, a camera shot, a prop that was local art, some kind of local art, and then we had a wild card item that was just heart, and we there's no instruction, use that as inspiration. So yeah, it was kind of fun, sitting down and brainstorming for like the first hour.
Yeah, because
we had 4 of us.
We come here with ideas, and for them to just be like have to totally kind of switch up a bit.
Yeah.
Because of the location.
Yeah. The location thing was what kind of sent it. I think it was the first like wrinkle where I was like, oh man, that kind of changes everything, which was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole point.
It really makes you think.
Yeah.
To use your creative little brain cells.
Yep.
I think for me, the biggest thing that, my takeaway is this was something that like pushed me out of my comfort zone. Which, you've listened to this show for any amount of time, I generally like to do things like that.
Yeah.
I like to do difficult things, and so it was cool. We finished watching everything last night, and the competitive juices got going for me, man. I'm fired up. I'm ready to like practice and make a few more things between now and next year, and come back and do it again.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think we'd be remiss to not say thank you, Brett, for leading the team doing a lot of the work and not ever really wavering the whole weekend. You did awesome.
Thank you.
You did a really good job of
I would
keeping your head on your shoulders.
My head would not have been on my shoulders though had it not been for the willingness of everyone else to just kind of do it though, right? Like it.
Yeah, everybody.
I may have been
bought
team
in.
lead, but like we were all super flexible with being creative and listening to each other's ideas. I think generally speaking, that's how the best ideas come to the surface is when you're throwing things around and you're willing. It's not just one person's vision. Like that can work, but I think more often than not, you get a better result when you lift everyone's voices up. So I want to thank I want to thank everyone, and I'm going to here real quick. But Tyler, he was kind of the organizer at the end of the day. He made sure everything got done, and I really want to thank you for that.
Thanks, man.
Because I would have been running around like a chicken with my head cut off. Did we get this shot? Did we get this angle? Oh, what time is it? Where's the food? All these things, little things. Luke was our awesome boom mic operator production assistant. Let's be real. You did way more than just hold the boom mic. And honestly, I think our audio turned out really well.
It did. It did turn out really good. You did a good job.
I was really surprised. Like, I was hoping it would turn out good.
Mm-hmm.
But I was really surprised with how well the mic just was. Because it was underneath the fuzzy.
The dead cat?
Yeah. And so I didn't really know what was under there. And
yeah.
It worked really good.
Yeah, it did. It picked up everything.
Nice and clean.
Even the stuff we ADR'd on set.
Yeah.
Like, just using it. It sounded really, really good.
Yeah, with tons of noise around us, too. Like,
there was a couple shots where we were really wide, and our little cable didn't quite... Like, you can't get a boom mic in a wide shot. So, like, we record them separately right next to us and, kind of their own shot. And then we'll do the wide shot and we'll have them say the lines. And I think, like, it just blended so well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, good job, you guys. Stephanie, what?
Keep going.
Stephanie, my lovely wife, was in charge of craft services. She made sure we got fed and stayed hydrated. And on a hot day like Saturday, that was really appreciated.
Yes, it was so hot Saturday.
And I think originally I hadn't thought we would be... In my head, I was like, I know it's going to be hot. We should write more of this inside than out. And then we wrote 3/4 of it outside. We did it to ourselves.
We did.
But we did it for the craft.
That's right. And it was freaking hot where our biggest shot of the whole thing was.
Yeah.
It was hot and it was loud and it was rough. There was
Yeah.
no shade really. Like everybody was
No,
hugging
there wasn't.
buildings.
It was just all straight walls.
Yeah, like
No
we were hugging
overhangs.
buildings and it was, but it was, I think it was worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a blast.
Nick Gilchrist, who I'm not sure if he listens to the pod, but like he's awesome. And he was our script supervisor and he took all of those little notes on, what take I thought was best, or if we made a change in dialogue, he was on top of that stuff so that when it got to be editing time, I didn't have to sort through all of the bad takes. I could just look at the good ones and we kind of hustle through that. Easton Moore, from over on the Movie Moron podcast.
Yee.
He helped out. He was kind of production assistant as well.
And actor.
And he did a little, he had a little, he had a line.
Yeah, he did. He had a speaking line.
He had a speaking line.
Yep.
Hannah from the Museum of World Treasures was awesome.
Yes.
And not one of our original crew members.
Just did it on the spot.
On the spot was like, yeah, sure. You want to talk to the cashier? I'll do that. I'll sign a release. And so she had a line too, and it was great. And then did I forget anyone else other than the actors?
I want to shout out some other people.
Okay.
It's kind of Stephanie as well, but also your wife. To just let us do this because you both have children. So I know you guys are super busy.
Yeah.
So it's just awesome that they let you abandon everything for like a weekend so we can go out and make this thing in the heat.
Yeah.
I've always really appreciated that.
Yeah, they're awesome, super flexible and willing to let us kind of chase our dreams a little bit.
Yeah.
I assume I'll have to make up for it by not, going to movies for 2 months now or something. But No, I'm kidding, of course. But yeah, then I want to extra special thank you to Tilly Ayersman and Casey Loving, who were our two awesome actors, and like signed up pretty last minute too.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it was, we were shooting on Saturday, and it was like Wednesday, Thursday. I was talking to them like, we still need people. Please help us.
Yeah.
It was gonna be me and Tyler.
Yeah, I was getting ready to make my film debut.
And they came through clutch. They came prepared. They Friday night they were like messaging us like, "Hey,
We need a rough draft.
when can we see the script? Because we want to look at it and not just come not knowing what to expect." They did awesome.
Yes.
If there's any doubt in their performance, it's because I chose the wrong takes.
Yeah, they were incredible.
They did fantastic, and I'm so grateful for them.
Yeah.
And what they did to bring our little story to life.
I mean, there were some times I'm like right next to them holding the
Yeah.
camera, and I'm watching them act, and I'm just like, oh wow, that was good.
Yeah. There's a
Imagine if they had time to like prep.
I know, right?
Yeah, there was one. For lack of context, there's a shot towards the end of this thing that was pretty emotional, and Luke and I kind of looked at each other like,
Oh.
hey, "Yo, man,
Who's
guys,
cutting glass
yeah,
onions in
who's-
here,
who's
man?
cutting onions in here. That was pretty good." So yeah, no, it was cool. I'm glad we got to do that. And
Yeah.
they got to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And like you said, bring it to life.
Yeah. And this was final shout out is just Tallgrass
Yeah.
Film Association.
Yep.
They put this on, and obviously we wouldn't have even thought to have done something without that. So Hannah and Melody and all of the people who are running that over there, thank you.
And the event we went to watch all of them was really fun.
It was
it was
really
awesome.
good, really
Like,
fun.
Even if we
good energy.
Even if we wouldn't have made one, or like if for some reason we can't make one next year,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go.
I still want to go and watch them
Yeah,
because it was
I
a
would
lot
go.
of fun.
It was a really good event that didn't waste time. Felt like it was like super respectful of our time. It was, hey, we got these shorts, we're gonna show them to you. There's very little downtime in between. Guest judges with some live critiquing. It was cool.
Yeah,
it was a really cool experience.
I wasn't expecting critique for each of the top 10.
Yeah.
But it was nice that they, were willing to give 30 to 45 seconds of, just a brief critique
Yeah.
to everyone and not just the top 3 or whatever. So
Yeah.
that was pretty awesome.
They also have a better fan vote than the Oscars.
Yes, they do. Yeah. Yeah, it was really well done.
Yeah, it was. It was. So, our film is not available to watch yet, because of some of the distribution rules. Tallgrass gets first distribution run, and that will happen at the Tallgrass Theater later in July.
It's kind of cool to say, right?
Yeah.
We can't show it yet.
It's gonna be on a big screen
because of distribution laws.
But I will show you if you're watching here. That should pop up. There's our little title card. Our film's called Downtown, and it's shorter than a lot of the others, but I think our goal was to be a little more economical with our time and our story,
Especially for a first time.
Yeah.
And looking back at what would I do differently, I think I probably would have tried to write a little more, beef it up a little bit.
Yep.
But I'm super excited to take everything we learned and apply it to whatever we do next. We have some ideas.
Yeah.
We have a lot of
But
ideas.
I'm not telling you.
We have some ideas. We have some things written. We have some things I think ready to shoot. We have a thing that's pretty close to ready.
Yeah.
So we got some stuff in the pipeline, and I know Brett's got some other stuff independent of us that he's working on too. So it's a lot of fun stuff in
See
the
if
future.
those ever happen.
But no, for me, I think the biggest thing I learned outside of a respect for filmmaking as a whole and everything that goes along with it, just be willing to spend more time on things.
Mhm.
I think we were, having not done one of these, we were really pushing to get the filming wrapped up pretty quick, and I think we could have used a little more time shooting some things, and it would have done us well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that would be my biggest takeaway is, like, if you think you need an extra shot, take the time to get it.
Yes.
Don't worry about rushing back. Just if you think you need it, shoot it. You can always leave it on the cutting room floor.
Yep.
You can't always go back out and shoot it.
And that was something that I thought was also really cool about our group. Having not, our group is fairly.
Oh, we were a throw together group.
We were a throw together.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
100%.
Like we all kind of know
Some parts. Of each
some
other.
parts of one person might know this person,
Yeah.
another person knows this person. But for them, like everyone was super willing to do whatever and contribute, and we got done, and we were like, well, should we do one more shot? Yeah, let's do one more. And then like it was no problem. They were all very respectful of the process and wanted to make the best thing possible. So I just super grateful for that experience, and I hope the next one goes just as smooth in terms of that relational aspect of because it is. It's not just you can make a movie as a one-man show. I don't know how you make it.
I don't know.
You make it good, but like
First person found footage film.
I was literally gonna say if you could do something first person, maybe that'd be it.
Yeah. So props to everyone who helped out, and I hope we get a couple more team members to fill in some roles next year.
Yep.
But yeah, booyah! 10 out of 10 experience.
Yes, I would agree. Booyah.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite time of the weekend, I guess? Favorite moment of the process?
Shooting inside the museum, I think, was just so smooth. Like once we got outside, I felt like I was kind of pushing to go fast because it was hot and I didn't want to keep people outside longer than we needed to.
Mm-hmm.
But like when we were in there, it was okay to take those extra takes.
Yeah.
And even though it was a little louder and the noise was a little complicated, I just thought that I think we have some of the most interesting dialogue in there too. So maybe that was just fun to shoot.
It's where our required dialogue is too.
Yeah.
I think for me there was a moment when we're shooting in front of what our title card has on it, that mural there, and we're shooting a scene where Tilly is turning a corner essentially, and we get the shot, and Brett we're setting up the next shot, and Brett's like, yeah, we got this, and there was a moment I was like, no, we need to shoot something different that we didn't write down.
Yeah.
And you and I kind of talked about it probably, I don't know, a minute and a half, and we were like, oh yeah, no, we do need to shoot that. And so like we wrote it in, we shot it, and it was seamless. Like it didn't disrupt anything, and I was like, man, like it's crazy how fluid everything was and how malleable everybody was.
Being willing to be flexible on a shoot like this is so important. If it's a big studio film, and there's flexibility in that too, but like I get when there's like millions of dollars at stake, like you got to be super efficient. But this, when it's a ragtag group of nobodies who are
the scrubs coming together to
right, like you have to be willing to say
to make a short film.
Okay, no, you're right. We need to get this.
Yeah, and that was for me. Like that was the moment, personally, where I was like, oh no, I can contribute to this. I can be helpful.
Which is so silly because you had been contributing since 7:00 the night before.
I know, like that was when it clicked. Is when we're almost done shooting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, like I gave valid input that we're using, and I believe made it into the final thing, the final movie. So it's cool.
Yeah, it was. Luke, did you have a favorite moment?
I mean, my favorite part is when we were developing the script.
Yeah.
'Cause that's where like the idea forms. That's my favorite part. But I think the most impressed I was over the weekend was when something didn't go right and we didn't know it, and we were in the editing area, and to watch Brett kind of just work around it. It was inspiring almost.
Yeah.
Almost.
Almost.
No, it was fantastic because like it was this amazing moment, and it just didn't work how we thought it did.
Nope. Yep.
Something went wrong, and Brett was just like, "We'll just fix it." and it worked out great.
Yeah, and that was the running joke all weekend, right? Is like every time something we were like, it's a little iffy, we were like, yeah, we'll fix it in post. Like, and we kept joking about that because, like, we joke internally about like Marvel and how everything is just done in post, and so we would get a shot and somebody would be like, oh, but what about this? And we'd be like, we'll fix it in post. It's good.
And here we are. Brett is just like, we're gonna do this. Enhance.
It's no one's it's no one's fault but my own. I was the camera
No,
operator.
it's the sun's fault.
Hashtag nuke the sun.
Hashtag nuke the sun. No, it was a really cool shot that just technically and timing wise, like once we got back to the editing room, there were just a few things that it didn't quite work the way we needed it to. We had lost some audio, and Tilly was awesome and came back in and re-recorded a line that we didn't end up using because it just didn't feel right with how the shot ended up being. And so we had to pivot, and
It's the third movie that we made over the weekend.
That's right. You make 3 movies. You make the movie you write, the one you shoot, and the one you edit.
Yep. It was also I love this story, so I'm going to tell it.
Do it.
Me and Brett were up very late. Tyler had to leave a little bit earlier.
Oh my gosh.
And I stayed with Brett here until about 3 a.m. And Brett had joked, you should call me in the morning to make sure that I wake up at 6 a.m. to deliver the USB flash drive.
We have to drop it off physically in the folder with the flash drive between 6 and 7 a.m.
And so I got home at 3:30 in the morning or whatever, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna set my alarm anyway, just in case. And I set it for 6 o'clock in the morning. It went off. I just sent a text to Brett, "Hey, you up, Brett?" And I just casually put my phone on my bed and went back to sleep. And then I get a little buzz, and Tyler texted Bretimus Maximus, and I see Brett still hasn't responded. I was just like, oh no, it actually happened. I call Brett, and it goes straight to voicemail. I was like, crap, his phone died. And I text Tyler. Brett didn't answer his phone. Have you tried to call him? You called him. He didn't answer. And you woke up your wife for Stephanie's phone number.
I'm laying there, and I'm like, because I text you, I was like, do you have Stephanie's number? And you're like, no. And I was like, okay. So then I'm like, frick, what do we do? So I look at Dana, and she's sleeping, just perfectly sound, just knocked out. And I'm like, Dana. And she's like, what? And I'm like, what's Stephanie's phone number? And she's like, what's going on? I'm like, I need Stephanie's phone number. I don't think Brett's awake. And so she gives me Stephanie's number, and I text Stephanie, and I'm like, I text Luke right after. I'm like, I just texted her. If she doesn't respond in 5 minutes, I'll call her.
And at this point, I'm not even there anymore. In less than 30 seconds, I've got sandals on, a shirt on. I don't even know what shirt I put on. Out in the pouring rain, running to my car, driving to Brett's house to kick down his door and wake him up. Because this movie's got to be there in less than 20 minutes, and it's across town.
Yeah.
And then here's Brett. Oh, sorry guys, I had my phone on Do Not Disturb.
Yeah, we're the first ones to submit our film, and Luke and I are just like, ugh. That was stressful.
It was very stressful. It had a heart attack, but it's very funny now.
It is, in retrospect, way better of a story since it all ended up being okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, my alarm went off at 6, and I was like, ugh. And because I have my, I have like a do not disturb while driving. I immediately just walked over, got in my car, started driving, and then nothing was going to come through. Ironically, had you called me again a second time, the same person, if you call the second time, it'll push you through.
Oh.
Noted for next time.
So
Noted.
Each one of you calling me doesn't help the situation.
Dang it.
Double down.
Anyway, you sent that text, and I just got right back in bed. Well, I drove home.
I did stay in bed. I was like, Dana, I don't think we're gonna make it to church this morning. But it was. So
good.
we were talking about, because I think you told Nick that story at the rap dinner last night, and Nick today comes to work and he's like, I got an idea. And I was like, oh man, here we go. So we have an idea centered around that story.
Fast and the Furious meets local
I will say
short film contest.
I will say it involves you getting arrested.
I'm in.
I'm in.
So
I'm gonna go method on this one. I'm gonna go full Jared Leto.
please don't.
Oh.
Wait,
I
am I a
regret
bad guy
this
or a
now.
good guy?
Depends.
If I'm a bad guy, I'll go method.
You're a good guy.
Oh, then I'm not allowed to go method. You
Yeah.
don't go method for good guys.
That's right. But yeah.
So yeah, keep an eye on our socials. I'll post some behind the scenes photos and videos here in the next couple weeks as we lead up to the Tall Grass release, because they'll be showing all of the films.
Yeah.
Over there. So.
July 23rd and 24th.
Yep.
At the Tallgrass Film Center here in Wichita. If you're in the
And then it'll
Wichita
be
area,
and then
go
it'll be
check it out.
online as well.
Yeah.
After that. So if you're not in the Wichita area, that is.
I'm gonna try to go to one of those.
I know, me too. Yeah, I want to see even more of them because yeah. There was another
Yeah,
team that was filming in our location at the museum.
Yeah.
And I'm really curious how theirs turned out.
Yeah.
We didn't get to see theirs at the screener, so. All right, let's transition. That was a lot of fun.
To Kenobi.
To news.
He gets me every time. Why am I even disappointed at this point?
I'm not mad. I'm just
I'm
disappointed.
just disappointed. I shouldn't be. I shouldn't be disappointed. I should be mad. I should expect it.
You can't be mad at me.
There were a couple news stories this week. Not a ton happened. I've been talking for a little while, I feel like. I guess we've all been talking. Who has a news story?
I got a news story.
Hit it.
Top Gun hit $1 billion.
I have one news story left now. Oh no! Don't steal my other one.
I'm totally gonna steal it. That movie is fully deserving of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
100% agree.
Yep.
And I think it's awesome that like a good blockbuster, not just like a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Are
nice
we
to
becoming
see.
old?
Yes.
Yeah. I
Dude,
think so.
you're turning 30 in 4 days.
Your first hint was how much you liked Ford v Ferrari.
Dude, I loved that movie.
You're reaching khaki dad in Skechers.
No, Air Monarchs, dude.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
My
it's
bad.
the Air Monarch.
Tyler, you had a story.
I did. If you're watching us live right now, it's more relevant to you. But tomorrow, June 28th, there is a Nintendo Direct for indies.
It was just June 24th.
Was.
Yesterday.
Oh, we spent 36 hours making.
No,
the movie,
it was
so.
yesterday. I'm pretty sure.
But yeah, there's a Nintendo Direct tomorrow for their Nindies kind of initiative. I don't have really any predictions other than maybe just some sort of announcement surrounding Hollow Knight Silksong, since it's officially been shown and revealed to be coming out in the next year.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there'll be something there because Hollow Knight did really well on the Nintendo Switch. But no, it's always cool when they do these little showcases. I like Nintendo's format.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not much of a Nintendo purchaser, but all I do is enjoy seeing what they have.
Yeah. Got anything else?
Metroid Prime 4?
Not
Please.
an indie.
Please.
It might be at this point.
They actually sold the IP because they could make money off of it.
Dude, if they gave it to Supergiant Game, dope. I'd love that.
I've got a news story that dropped today. Emma Roberts is set to join the Madam Web spin-off movie in an undisclosed role.
I'm sure if she was in that movie and it wasn't made by Sony, I'd be a lot more excited.
Yeah. Here's, that cast is going to be a very good-looking cast.
I'm pretty sure the movie's written by the guy who wrote Morbius.
Oh no.
So, honestly, who gives a flying freak show?
Will Jared Leto be in this one, you think? Think Morbius is the
You know what? I hope so. That way I have a great, totally unbiased excuse not to go see this movie.
I'll see this movie just because I have some morbid curiosity about what they're
Some
going for.
morbid curiosity.
Morbid curiosity. It's Morbid time. I need a Morbius shirt that says it's Morbid time.
I think we all do.
Yeah.
I agree.
I guess off the same little train, some stuff came about Craven.
Oh yeah.
Boy.
About this.
And they're like turning Craven into an environmentalist or
An animal lover.
an animal lover. He's a good guy. Movie's gonna be terrible.
Yeah. Sorry.
I just have no faith in Sony
Sorry,
whatsoever.
Aaron Taylor Johnson. you had my interest, and then that came out, and now I'm just kind of like, whatever.
Yeah.
And I know they'll like cherry pick some like some pages from comic books and all that good stuff. That's not the Craven we want to see.
I don't think so. Yeah, I agree.
I'd rather see him be a villain.
He's a Spider-Man bad guy.
Yeah.
And he's in a movie without Spider-Man, and he's a good guy.
I don't
Allegedly.
understand. Sony has access to
They're trying to
other
do the Joker
Spider-Man. They have access to other Spider-Man, and I'm not just alluding to Miles. Like, they could use Ben Reilly if they wanted. They could go the Scarlet Spider route, so they have their own Spider-Man, but they're just not.
It is kind of.
Why would they? They have El Baño.
Bathroom?
El Muerto. El Muerto. Played by the Bad Bunny.
Yeah. That dude has he appears in 2 comic books, right? And they're like, yeah, he needs a movie. It's like, oh, does he? Does he need a movie, though?
A full movie.
That movie's never coming out, right?
No, actually, I do have faith in Sony to do that, I feel like. Because it sounds terrible. Maybe we'll learn more from Marvel and Sony at San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, great.
Because
Segue.
Marvel and WB kind of just today, I think it was today, both said we'll be at Hall H, San Diego Comic-Con. WB doesn't really know what they're going to do yet, though. That was what they said. They're like, we're going to be there, we're just not sure what we're taking yet. Because they do have their own DC fandom now, which I think is a bigger deal.
They're taking the Flash.
Now let's open up the panel for fan questions. Yes, what the heck's going on with the Flash? Next question.
And then this isn't really a news story, but Stranger Things season 4 part 2 comes out Friday.
I don't think we talked about that trailer yet.
That was the trailer.
Oh my gosh!
That trailer was awesome.
That trailer does look dope.
Eddie's gonna save the world with a rock concert,
Dude. Yeah,
and I can't wait.
Yes,
I'm here
Max
for
style, just.
They showed the guitar. It's Chekhov's guitar.
Yep. Chekhov's hand grenade. Wait.
Yes. The guitar's hand
The
grenade.
guitar.
We keep referencing local indie films.
Yeah. That's a reference no one else will get.
Yeah, that's all right. We tried.
But I will say, I'm out of all of that, I think I'm still most excited for Amazon and Lord of the Rings, whatever they take to Comic-Con.
They had a lot of images of their new orcs too.
Oh my gosh!
Which look phenomenal.
Practical makeup effects
For what?
for the orcs.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I was
For
not.
Rings of Power.
It just looks so good, especially like after The Hobbit.
Yeah.
I think my biggest complaint about The Hobbit would just be the way the orcs look, because they're CG.
Yeah.
Which, not that they even look horrible, in my opinion, they just don't look as good as
Practical.
Yeah.
the Lord of the Rings, and they look so good. They're gross and grimy and evil looking.
So
Now back to that.
You were excited about something.
Oh, I don't know if excited is the word.
Oh, no.
There was a movie or a game that was announced probably 9 years ago now.
Oh, God.
Skull and Bones.
Did it get canceled?
No.
Is it getting a release date?
It got its ESRB rating today.
Rated A for
I don't know
adults.
what it's rated, but it's coming out, boys. It's happening.
Rated E for everyone.
Dude, that
It
thing's
is
gonna
happening.
run worse than Cyberpunk at this point.
Dude, it's only on Series and PlayStation 5, PC, and Stadia. There are no PS4 and Xbox One versions. That's the only way this game's gonna run.
Which is
all
crazy,
of
because
them.
it got started to be made when the PS3 was still a thing.
That thing's been in development for so long.
It's an open world set in the Indian Ocean during the golden age of pirates. It was announced in 2017.
Wow.
Woof.
Wow. Well, that's exciting.
Watch the new trailer come out, and it's just like,
Maybe it blows our
holy
minds.
crap.
Who knows?
Like, what if it's
Phenomenal.
ESO, but pirates or something?
Could be cool.
Knows.
Could be cool.
I cannot believe that's a thing.
I'll play it if it's free.
Sea of Thieves, in that time, Sea of Thieves released, died, resurrected itself, and is now apparently phenomenal. So
Yeah. I still want to play that. I have it downloaded, but I've
it's
never played
good.
it.
I like it a lot.
We should go in. Let's make a crew.
Let's do it.
Go get some booty.
I'm down. I'm here for the booty.
Talking about Sea of Thieves? Or are you talking about Skull?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm talking about video games.
We don't know what Skull and Bones is.
No, I
Gonna be-
was talking about, like, are you talking about Skull and Bones or are you talking about Sea of Thieves? Like,
Sea of Thieves.
Okay.
No one was trying to make.
I'm
euphemism
guessing-
there, but then we turned it into one.
Well, trying. Skull and Bones is gonna cost like $70 probably,
Yeah, probably.
That's true.
or it will be
It's not coming to Game Pass.
It's
not-
an
It will be-
indie game. It'll be $15 in like 3 weeks.
$15 a month.
Yeah, that too. Okay.
possible.
Yeah.
I don't have any more stories.
Me either.
Me neither.
Let's do this.
Sweet.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Schwobi Schwan Schwanobi.
Hello there.
Hi. Oh, that was a reference. I get it.
Yeah, so we all watched Obi-Wan Kenobi.
The limited series is finished. 6 episodes.
Limited. It's good.
We're getting a season 2,
It's
right?
good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Maybe spoilers, I guess.
Yeah, I would say expect spoilers in this discussion. It's gonna be pretty hard to talk about it without spoiling some things. So feel free to dip out or fast forward if you're so inclined. But yeah, no, I thought overall this was probably my favorite Star Wars thing on Disney Plus since The Mandalorian, like the first season of The Mandalorian. I don't think it's better than that, but right below that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I would agree with that.
I do think it.
Even more than Visions.
You're talking about the live action.
I'm talking about live action
Okay.
stuff. Yeah. Sorry. No, Visions is
different planet.
a
altogether.
whole nother universe here.
It's in the multiverse.
It's in but yeah, no, I think they got so many cast members back.
Yeah.
I think that was pretty key to this succeeding with the story that they were telling.
Yep.
Deborah Chow was director. Chow or Cho?
I
think it's Chow. She did a phenomenal job.
Mm-hmm.
It still feels a little bit like we've kind of what we mentioned before with it being in the volume
Yeah.
throughout the series. But that said, I think it gets better by the end of it. The action scenes and the last 2 episodes are really good.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think it was just kind of nice to see some. I mean, they've teased us with some lightsaber stuff in like Boba Fett and Mando season 2, but this felt more like Star Wars lightsabers. I don't think you need lightsabers to tell a Star Wars story. Don't get me wrong, but it was just a nice kind of return to form.
Yeah, I think
by the end.
I think what I said early on after the first episode is what I'll say now is it just felt like Star Wars again. Like it wasn't trying to be something it's not. It was the same fun, kind of campy at times Star Wars that I learned to love when I first watched it, and it was so nice to come back to that.
Mm-hmm.
And Ian McGregor, him and Christensen back together was so cool.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
And it worked for me really well.
Mm-hmm. And I loved little Leia.
Yes.
She really surprised me throughout the whole thing. I never got tired of her, which is, I think, always great with child
I was
actors.
gonna say
Yes.
good child actors can make or break.
Yeah.
Yep.
And she was phenomenal.
Yep.
But yeah, I agree. I think the first episode is fantastic. It gets okay in the middle. Like, it's fine. It's good. And then the last 2. The second to last one is really good, and I thought the last episode, the finale, was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I don't even know if, like, there's bad stuff in it. I just loved what I was seeing. That I was super giddy.
Yeah, it was a little up and down for me too. Like episode 1 was high. I thought episode 2 was pretty meh. Episode 3 was good. Episode 4 was the escape. The escape.
It's when they they have to go rescue Leia.
Oh,
It's the final mission of Fallen Order.
Yeah. I thought I really enjoyed that. I thought that one was good.
it was fun.
So it was kind of like a do 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 do, and then five was do do.
5 was
boo boo. 5 and 6 boo boo.
dude. 5 was like, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But I was like, hey yo, Vader is not playing.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh my gosh.
One of the best things about the show is how they handle Vader.
Yeah,
Disney has done so well with Vader.
they've screwed up some other things, but they've done well with
They've
Vader.
done well with Vader, and I think like that is something I very much appreciate.
You know,
that they have a great character like Darth Vader, and they don't screw it up.
And I think he's the one character there. He's the one villain in the franchise right now that they're fine with leaning into. He's a bad guy. At this point in where they're showing him. Yeah, we want to show him that he's the guy that killed the younglings and manipulated ones that survived into becoming inquisitors and will happily stab them again.
Yeah. Dude, I sent you that Snapchat of that scene. I was like, dude, Vader is not messing around in this. And I love that they're not afraid to show that stuff.
Yeah.
And I loved how like she thought she was playing him, but the whole time it's like,
yeah,
you're a freaking dummy.
Yeah, can we talk about Reva a little bit? Because obviously there was the initial like drama because people are racist and dumb. But I mean, overall, what did you guys think of her character? Not Moses and her acting or who she is, but just the character of Reva as an Inquisitor, and this is the kind of the first time we're seeing live action Inquisitors. So,
I thought her story was really interesting, especially like with her backstory that I think was pretty easy to imply.
Yeah,
because they make a lot of like kind of references to that specifically. But I thought her story was good. I like the full like it's a complete arc.
Yeah,
and I can appreciate that. It wasn't like a hey, we're gonna give you this character, but we're gonna leave it super open ended so we can spin it off. Like it didn't feel like that. And
yeah,
I feel like that's what Disney has done with their Marvel stuff, with their Star Wars stuff prior to this. But this just didn't feel that way, and I think there was an intentional effort with her character specifically not to do that.
Yeah.
So I just really appreciated that.
This kind of felt like the what I had always wanted the Knights of Ren to be in the sequel trilogy, which is like there's this force, and we don't really get to spend a ton of time with them as a group, but they're agents of the bad guys, and we get to see one of them wrestle with their identity.
Dude, there's a Knights of Ren spinoff that has not been announced that they're absolutely going to do. Because I totally forgot about the Knights of Ren. Now I'm like, oh yeah, that's probably going to be a thing.
Well, it's untapped.
yeah, it's untapped IP. Let's get after it.
Gotta make money somehow.
That's right. They can even bring back Adam Driver.
I really like what they tried to do. And I think it works. I just feel like it's rushed, which is the ultimate problem with anything on Disney Plus now.
Yeah.
Which is they made a movie and split it into 6 episodes.
Yeah.
I think all of their shows could be better if they made shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like give it 10 episodes or make your episodes longer. They just feel so short.
Well, yeah, they cut some of them down to like 37 minutes at times. Like,
yeah,
it's weird.
And it just, I feel like it comes back to they only know how to make the movies. But they need subscribers, so they split it out into 6 episodes, and it would be a really long movie.
Yeah, yeah. In the movie, you would drop certain things because you don't have the time, but.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we talked a little bit about the dark side user. The dark side. What about the rebels? It's mostly a show about Obi-Wan, but we do get to see the rebellion a little bit, the underground, the path.
The path.
Was that
I'm glad we got to see that little hideout in episode 5. I thought that was really cool. And I'm also glad they didn't throw in another Jedi there.
Mm.
I know I was like, one of my predictions was we'd see the Fallen Order crew, specifically Cal Kestis. And I still think that would have been great. And I thought they were going to do it every episode, and they never did.
Yeah.
But, it didn't need it.
No.
And I'm glad they didn't shoehorn anything
just
in.
for the
Or
sake
like
of doing
Quinlan
it.
Voss, they teased him, but they weren't like, and here he is.
Right.
Which was nice. And it reminded me too of like the original trilogy where like we're in these grungy hideout places.
Yeah.
We're hiding in ice caves and we're hiding in rock caves. We're all hiding in caves.
Caves are good hiding places.
Unless they're the Rancor.
I was just impressed with the cast that they chose for those characters. I thought they were all good. And all of them did a really good job. Ice Cube's son.
Yeah.
He was really good.
Yeah.
Like really good. I was like, oh, because I have not really seen him in much other than like he was in King of the Monsters, in a pretty much an extra role, had a few lines.
Which team was he on?
I can't.
He was one of the army
He was one
guys.
of the army dudes.
When they like
Ghidorah shows up.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. I was thinking of number 3,
I love
not
that
even
scene.
number. This was King of the Monsters is number 2.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, no, I mean it was cool to see him, and I remember seeing like his press stuff, and he's like, I think people will like my character.
Mm-hmm.
But he wasn't like way over the top of it or anything. He's
Yeah.
like, I think they'll like him.
Yeah.
And then he like shows up and I'm like, yeah, you were right. He's a cool character.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I really liked how they didn't abandon Kumail Nanjiani's character.
Yeah, I was like, is this just gonna be a 1 episode cameo
Yeah,
type
which
deal?
would have been cool. That
Yeah.
it was cool. I liked his character. Like fake being a Jedi, but how he was like, no, he's actually a good guy, and he wanted to help people out, which
Yeah.
was cool.
Yeah.
I think the thing I liked the most about the Rebels, was that we saw Leia's first real exposure to the rebellion.
Yeah.
And we saw how quickly and willing she was willing to jump in and be a part of said rebellion.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is fantastic. That is exactly how you use this character.
Yeah. Yeah, you talked about how Reva kind of had a character arc. Leia absolutely did too. And that's what one of the things I really appreciate about this one is even though a lot of things did feel rushed, it still felt good to see Leia go from someone who wasn't really sure how she felt about politics, and at age 10, should you?
Yeah, no,
but like,
absolutely.
I guess being a princess of Alderaan, there's some need there. So yeah, like by the end, I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it my way. And I thought that was really cool.
Yep. Fun fact: when they first were like looking for the path, I was like, it didn't click for me that it was talking about like that group. They're like, we're trying to find the path, and I was like, hey, yo, I just read these High Republic books, and the paths are a very big part of those stories. So I was like, are we really doing this right now? Because if so, I'm in. Like, let's go. And then it wasn't that. And I mean, I'm okay with it, but I got real excited. I was like, oh my gosh. It was awesome. Fun little nod there.
That's cool. Any, sorry, go ahead.
I'm sure there's somebody else like me who's read those books who heard the path and was like, what are you guys doing over there? But no, that's it.
Yeah, no. Last thing I wanted to talk about real quick, and this is big spoilers for the final episode, is just the fight between Vader and Obi-Wan.
It was so good. If this whole show would have been trash, I think I still would have liked the show because it was so good. That last episode.
Yeah, that fight. I was texting you guys last night, and I don't usually stay up, but I was dying to watch that episode. Man, I'm so glad I did. That fight was what I wanted from this show to a T.
And something just about the entire show in general with Obi-Wan. I feel like we talk about it a lot, which is they just believed in themselves and they could use their powers again. They didn't do that in the show. He progressively can do more throughout the show.
Yep.
And then when he eventually confronts his issues while fighting Vader, he like gets to full power.
Well, and I love the line too when with Vader, and Vader is like, "Your power has returned, but the weakness has remained," or something like that. And I was like, "That's
Vader got
legit.
some
Vader's lines
mad
are
trash talk.
really well written, and Hayden / whatever AI they're using
for James Earl Jones
for James Earl Jones did really well. I loved that blending of it together once the mask got cut open.
Mm-hmm.
That was really cool,
dude. When I cried. I'll say it. I cried there when his mask gets cut open. And Obi-Wan immediately just like breaks down.
Yeah.
It's like instant. And like he starts apologizing. And then Darth Vader with his trash talk, man.
I loved the
I'm not
you didn't kill Anakin.
I'm not
I did.
He was like, Anakin wasn't your failure. I killed Anakin. I was like, oh.
And it feeds the line from A New Hope where he's like, Your dad's dead.
yeah,
And from a certain point of view, he was dead.
absolutely.
Well, yeah, and then Obi-Wan has the line like, well, then I guess Anakin truly is dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's like, man, that's like his moment of acceptance. But also what they do with the lighting because of the lightsabers in that scene is really cool. Like when the mask gets cut open, Obi-Wan's talking, his face is kind of lit up blue.
mm-hmm.
Like as that conversation progresses, the red starts to seep in, and then by the end of it, it's all red.
Yeah.
And you're like, cool, super cool, just so well done. So impressive.
They do something similar in Rebels with Ahsoka and Vader when they fight. She cuts the other side.
Yeah, I've seen some of the pictures.
It's so cool looking to see that mask get cut up.
Yeah,
It's cool to see Vader not on a pedestal, if that makes sense. Like, they do a couple things with Vader in this. Like, his mobility is so much better in this, which is just product of time. But, like, the way he moves, you're just like, okay, cool, Vader isn't, like, a statue.
He doesn't do the thing where it's like, I'm an acrobatic Jedi.
Yeah, but he's also not
he's
Michael Myers just walking you down.
right.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah. I thought his fight with Revo really encapsulated that well. He did very little dodging, but he was able to dodge. He did lots of force blocks.
See, and like the force blocking stuff is something they don't do enough of in Star Wars.
Force use in general is something they don't do enough of.
They do a lot of it in this.
And they did it in this, and it was so
very good.
nice.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is cool. The only thing I didn't understand about his fight with Reva is like he just used her lightsabers. Because he breaks it in half.
It's because he was absolutely dominating her.
But
he's like, I don't even need my own. I'm going to use your own weapon to destroy you.
Yeah. That's like the pick your switch that parents tell their kids when they're in trouble. Go pick your switch. Dude. Yeah, that fight with him and Obi-Wan, though, is just so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. I will say also, though, too, that was like the big scene where you can see the volume. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay. That's one of the big scenes in this where you're like,
let's pump some like fog in there just to kind of hide it or something. I don't know.
But you can see like the roundness of it, which is really interesting.
I loved how they gave Owen and Beru meaning.
Yes.
Like, they're just not these people that were looking after Luke, and it pretty much felt like they hated the kid.
Yeah.
But no, they were willing to put their lives on the line to fight a dark freaking Jedi.
Yeah.
And they did pretty good, I gotta say.
I love the thing you sent today. Oh, Brett sent that today?
Oh, yeah.
Freaking Beru's a badass. Like, what the heck?
Beru with prep time, man. That's a real conversation.
Yeah.
That was great. I think the other thing, too, as it pertains to Owen letting Obi-Wan meet Luke, I love that they don't, like, linger on that scene.
Yeah.
It's just like do you want to meet him? And that's it, really.
Yeah.
Hello there.
He gets the hello there in, which I thought was a good way to put it in the show. But I love that we don't linger on that, and it's just like, yep, nope, he's met him.
Well, we had like 5 other endings to get to.
Yes, that's true.
Maybe my one critique of this episode or the show is that it does. We got to catch up with everyone.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, it all works.
Obi went from "I have the high ground" to "I have the ground."
Rock.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think Obi-Wan's ending there though was really cool.
Yeah.
And
And it was nice to see Qui-Gon.
yes, and I know someone in the chat over there, aka Lepke, loves Qui-Gon, and I'm sure was like juiced out of his mind when that scene happened. But I just thought it was cool, and like seeing Obi-Wan like continuously call out to him throughout the show and never really see him, like at the end is just like, I don't know why I didn't expect to see this like the whole time, but I'm glad I did, and I'm glad I didn't expect it. It made it that much cooler.
I expected it, and I thought it was fine.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
I think it lends for an interesting season 2. That I hope is. I'm gonna keep saying this, and y'all are gonna keep. I'm gonna beat you over the head with it. A little less Skywalker focused. Again, I thought Leia was phenomenal. I thought Luke was good. I think the more they're around Obi-Wan, the less impact it has on the less it lessens New Hope to a certain degree, and the impact that their meetings have there. And that's probably just me being a grouch, but I wouldn't mind if we do get, Obi-Wan and Force Ghost.
Force Ghost training.
Yeah. Like there, I think there could be some interesting things where he kind of shows us that the role of an exiled Jedi is not to do nothing. It is to do something, but it is to do something with care and with intent.
I have a question, because I've not watched Clone Wars and Rebels, everything else.
Yeah.
I've watched season 1 of Clone Wars. In a season 2, is there a chance of Maul being a part of it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
The Maul Obi-Wan meeting happens in Rebels.
Okay.
Because Maul has no idea where Obi-Wan even is until that arc in the show. So
Okay.
I
was just curious.
Yeah, there would have to be some intense retconning there. I think there's an opportunity for him to I think do kind of what Ahsoka was doing in Rebels.
like become be Fulcrum.
Yeah, not to
like
the same not to the same degree, but to kind of help influence. I mean, we kind of got this idea that we need the path. He can kind of help direct that in way, or pop in and help where needed, and then get back out because he has his goal. He needs to stay safe so he can keep Luke safe. But I don't think after the events of this show, he as a character is capable of just sitting around and doing nothing. That was his arc. It's the same arc that Luke had in The Last Jedi. You can't sit on the sideline.
Yeah.
I wonder if I'm curious, like with all the timeline stuff, if maybe Obi-Wan could inspire Ahsoka. No, because she doesn't do that in the book. Maybe to lay groundwork for Ahsoka to become Fulcrum and go more into the rebellion type of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'd do that though.
How old Ahsoka would have only been? I guess she would have been. I don't know, not young, but she would have been in her 20s.
Yeah.
At this point, that'd be interesting to see how they did that. De-age Rosario Dawson.
Or just get Ashley Eckstein.
Yeah.
And so just get Eckstein.
That would
Maybe.
be cool.
So you can get the voice closer to probably what her age is.
Mm-hmm.
Or, Rosario Dawson's great too. So, I mean, they're both fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm good with either one. Ahsoka's the best.
Luke wants more Ahsoka.
I always want more Ahsoka. She's freaking awesome.
Where do you think we'll see Reva pop back up?
In her spinoff show.
You think
it was already announced?
It? Yeah. They announced it after the backlash?
Yes, and before the show ended. Which was unfortunate because I was like, she's surviving.
I didn't hear about that until after, so That makes me.
I thought I'd heard it, but
Yeah, I think they kind of did it because everybody was like being racist, and they were like, "Well, screw you, she's getting a spinoff."
I'm really interested. I'm
I'm interested in it.
Yeah.
It's just it leans into the problem I have with everything has been in the same 60
Sure.
years of the story.
yeah.
I just wonder how long it'll be before the High Republic stuff starts getting put into like shows on Disney Plus, whether animated or live action. I think just go back to, like you said, get out of that 60-year run, go
I
way
freaking
further
love
back.
It's making money, so they're gonna keep doing it.
I feel like the only thing I want in the timeline that we currently have is not including the stuff that's already been announced. Like I want the Ahsoka show. But I want the animated show after Rise of Skywalker. I need redemption for that trilogy, man.
It's gonna.
I need Filoni to save it and say, "Listen, this stuff can work."
Oh,
See,
like the Clone Wars
Yeah.
type show.
Yeah. It could happen. I don't need it, but it's fine. Final review or final rating for Kenobi.
fanboy worthy for me.
Fanboy worthy for me as well.
I think it's a fanboy worthy for me as well.
Yep.
Yeah. Definitely falls into that range. So I don't think we have any fan box questions tonight. So we'll get out of here because we're all sleepy from
Yeah, I'm going home like immediately.
this weekend. No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
I can talk about your story and we'll get you to stay here for another 30 minutes. Thank you for watching and listening and subscribing, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye. Yeah.